Hello, Exile. I'm Lamai. Back again in Path of Exile 2, patch 0.3, the third edict. I'm still playing a Melee Totem setup with Ancestral Warrior Totem. In this patch, Ancestral Warrior Totem changed a lot. It now requires 3 endurance charges to summon 1 totem. So where do we get endurance charges? One popular method is using Hateforge gloves together with massive rage generation through Warcries. Another strong idea uses charms to instantly fill rage in combination with Hateforge, as shown by Hoon, a Korean creator. Follow his build via the channel shown on screen. The problem with Hateforge is the price. At League Start I'm poor, and I'd rather just play casually on a tiny budget and still have a League starter. Core interaction, Resonance times Redflare. I found an interesting interaction between the Resonance Keystone and the Redflare Conduit chest. Redflare Conduit gives easy power charges from on hit, and it does so without the chest's downsides affecting us here. Resonance converts those power charges into endurance charges. After that, all we need is anything that can hit. If there are no monsters to hit, we still have other ways to generate power charges. For example, use the Sacrifice Aura together with Profane Ritual to create power charges and then convert them into endurance later. Consider this as another option for playing Melee Totem. Skill options for generating endurance charges. If you are here, you've decided to use Resonance. Your skills will depend on the class you chose at the start. I have been on Gemling Legionnaire since patch 0.1 because it lets me use a wide variety of skills, and it fits my hands. Here are the skills I picked and the concepts behind them. 1. Trail of Caltrops is my primary endurance generator. It drops Caltrops whenever you dodge roll. This method spends no mana and no cast time, so you keep moving and still generate hits. When monsters touch the hazards they are counted as hit, so Resonance converts the resulting power charges into endurance charges. 2. Volcanic Fissure for safer bossing. If dodge rolling feels risky, especially in boss fights, cast Volcanic Fissure from range. Link it to Bramble Slam to spawn Thorny Vines. Both Volcanic Fissure and Bramble Slam produce hits, so both feed endurance generation. When combined with your totem's frequent triggers, you get frequent eruptions that feel great, especially in Simulacrum. 3. Profane Ritual for preloading in empty rooms. Sometimes you need charges before entering a boss room with no monsters around. Profane Ritual consumes corpses to create power charges that convert into endurance. Use this with your second weapon set that holds a low-level scepter to summon undead, and turn on the Sacrifice Aura so your minions count instead of corpses. Use this to enter the boss arena already charged. 4. Lingering Illusion as another source of power charges. Use it if you have spare spirit. In short, multiple power charge sources let you adapt to many situations. In tight layouts where you want to play safe, alternate Volcanic Fissure and your totem. If you want speed, dodge roll and keep dropping totems. If it's a boss, set up with Profane Ritual. Increasing DPS. You want a good two-handed mace with high DPS. I focus on physical damage, accuracy, and attack speed. Plus level of all attack skills is optional but craftable and nice to have. I use a self-crafted mace around 600 DPS, and it works in tier 15 maps and even tough breach bosses as shown earlier. Next, increase your power charge inflow so endurance conversion keeps up. First, get at least 6 maximum endurance charges, which is easy. There are helpful clusters like Guts and Endurance on the lower left of the tree. Second, add multi-gain effects so a single event gives 3 charges at once. For example, the Serpent's Egg Amulet, or a Soul Core like Zopek on your weapon to increase charges gained, though the Soul Core is optional. These are enough to sustain your endurance charges. There are several passive skills that benefit directly from having more totems on the field. The Supportive Ancestors notable scales totem attack speed with the number of totems. Watchtowers gives enemies 2% increased damage taken per totem. Summoning lots of totems costs mana constantly. Solve it from 2 directions, reduce totem cost and increase mana regeneration. Take Conservative Casting and Deep Trance near Resonance, and optionally convert some mana to life. Gemling Legionnaire's Gem-Studded Ascendancy also reduces skill cost by 30% if you balance your support gems correctly. Another route is Abyss crafting for boots with an open suffix, then rolling mana cost efficiency on dodge roll. Skill duration matters. Longer-lived totems mean higher effective DPS. For skill synergy, my main totem link is Sunder. Sunder excels when enemies are armor broken. So in my auxiliary setups, like Shockwave Totem or other hitters, I use support gems that make armor break easier, and that also help apply bleed. This lets the Ancestral Warrior Totem supports convert into higher damage. For buffs and debuffs, I get Rage for damage. I apply Vulnerability to reduce armor, stack armor break, and maintain bleed. There are more options too, such as Orb of Storms to shock while also providing a hit. Survivability. Placing a totem is the main survival tool of this build. Each placement instantly restores about 21 to 27% life. This comes from the Guts cluster and nearby nodes that restore 7 to 9% life per consumed endurance charge, and your totem consumes 3 charges at once. Because of this, you almost never press life flasks, and you can rely less on mana to life conversion. A trade-off is that you cannot wear other body armors, but you can compensate elsewhere, such as the glove slot since we are not locked into Hateforge. Gemling Legionnaire makes capping elemental resistances at 80% quite manageable. Your raw armor may be lower than a Warbringer, but with constant dodge rolls and totem heals, you won't die unless you lag. You can also invest spirit into defensive auras such as banners, scavenged plating, or curses on blasphemy like temporal chains or enfeeble, or even the lingering illusion aura that creates decoys when you dodge. Gems. Because I played Gemling Legionnaire, I try to maximize support gem sockets, balance support counts, and keep the totals divisible by 4. Here are the details. 1. Ancestral Warrior linked with Sunder as the main skill. Supports include Urgent Totems, Rapid Attack, Brutality, and Heavy Swing, or Bleed level 4 if you set up Bleed on other skills. 2. Volcanic Fissure linked with Bramble Slam to create more hazards. Add Branching Fissure, Rapid Attack, Rage level 3, and Prolonged Duration. 3. Trail of Caltrops linked with Magnified Area, Re-Arm, Nova Projectiles, Culling Strike, and Bleed level 3. 4. Vulnerability linked with Heightened Curse, Magnified Area, Prolonged Duration, Physical Mastery, or Cursed Ground. 5. Profane Ritual linked with Charge Profusion, Efficiency, Corpse Conservation, Rapid Casting, and Compressed Duration. 6. Sacrifice linked with anything needed to balance your support counts, and use Skeletal Warrior from a low-level scepter. 7. Orb of Storms linked with Chain, Shock, Prolonged Duration, and other options. 8. Lingering Illusion linked with Clarity, Precision, and other appropriate supports. 9. Shockwave Totem linked with Prolonged Duration, Armor Break, Armor Demolisher, Astral Projection, and Stun. 10. Other skills are filler to align with the Thaumaturgical Infusion Ascendancy. Use 2 unset rings to gain extra support slots. Gear. Weapon. Before endgame, a Shiaba 2-hander at level 28 can carry you into the 60s. This mace feels great because it has very high attack speed. Once you have around 300 strength, Allocate Giant's Blood and upgrade to a new two-handed axe or mace with 600 plus DPS and plus 6 to level of all attack skills. You can craft it cheaper than buying. For the second weapon set, get a scepter that grants low-level skeletal warrior, because high-level versions require too much intelligence. Body armor and amulet. Our core uniques remain the same, Redflare Conduit and the Serpent's Egg amulet. Other rares should emphasize maximum life and elemental resistances. Boots should have 25 to 35% movement speed. Amanimo Influence increases dodge roll distance. Kurgle Influence helps mana cost efficiency. Ghost March lets you dodge roll through monsters and shines in Simulacrum or on the path to Zesht, but it has no movement speed. Gloves should seek added physical damage to attacks and +2 to melee skills, with attack speed if possible. For the shield, use either a rare shield, or Prism Guardian to increase maximum spirit for more auras, depending on budget. Use 2 unset rings with maximum life and added physical damage to attacks for more skill slots. Skill Tree. Take Resonance on the top right of the tree to convert power into endurance. Take Guts on the lower left for the large instant recovery on totem placement. Then add Watchtowers, Ancestral Unity, Supportive Ancestors, and extra maximum endurance charges. On Weapon Set 1, favor damage and increased skill effect duration. On Weapon Set 2, favor cast speed and mana regeneration to speed up minion casting during boss prep. My Ascendancy order is Adaptive Capability, then Gem-Studded, then Integrated Efficiency, and finally Thaumaturgical Infusion. Playstyle. Mapping. Dodge roll to generate charges, then place totems. When a situation looks risky, lead with Volcanic Fissure to generate charges from range. This method lets you move quickly. Typical auras are Trail of Caltrops and Lingering Illusion, or Blasphemy with Temporal Chains or Vulnerability. You may prefer Ghost March boots to avoid getting stuck when dodge rolling through packs. If you are confident about your rolls, use rare boots instead. Bossing. Use your second weapon set to summon skeletal warriors and turn on Sacrifice, then turn off Blasphemy. Cast Profane Ritual to generate charges, then place totems as needed before the boss spawns. You may also place Orb of Storms, Shockwave Totem, and Volcanic Fissure. When the boss appears, self-cast Vulnerability. This is a streamlined, League starter-friendly path for Ancestral Warrior Totem that does not rely on Hateforge. Use the Resonance plus Redflare interaction, pick the hit style that matches the map, and keep your weapon and charges flowing. If you can afford Hateforge, it remains a very strong path. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Brother, your build is so slow. I don't know why I bother reading your script. Next time, think about building it more carefully.